What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Palm City Chucks with College Under Wraps, doing a little miscellaneous video where we talk about whatever the fuck we want. And what we want to talk about is the Pro Bowl rosters for the NFL this year. We're going to talk a little bit about that, our likes, dislikes, just the joke of it all. And then we're going to go into some more coaching changes across the league, and then a little tea to wrap things up. A little something that got the Chucksters a little fired up that we saw. But let's dive into these Pro Bowl rosters where the most talented NFL players get honored with a Pro Bowl. Let's start with the AFC at the quarterback position. Josh Allen, phenomenal football player. No comments. Justin Herbert, pretty good season. Had, decent showings with not the best circumstances given the injuries to the O-line. I'm okay with it. And the third quarterback representing the AFC, Shedeur Sanders of the Cleveland Browns. What the hell? What the shit, man? They couldn't find anybody else. This is how much of a joke the Pro Bowl has become. That we are literally granting probably the 30th, 32nd maybe best quarterback this year with a Pro Bowl.
It's worse.
Probably worse. 35,
No.
40.
Hold on. I'll hand it back to you, but let me read these out for you, okay? Because I saw this earlier, and then I just looked it up in preparation for this so I could write it down, so I could say it out loud. First off, before I even say the numbers, Dylan Gabriel, better season by the numbers. Just going to throw that out there. Out of 42 qualifying quarterbacks this year, Shedeur Sanders, 40 out of 42 in QBR with an 18.9 QBR. 40 out of 42. And 41 out of 42 in passer rating, 68.1. This is our third Pro Bowl quarterback. Shedeur frickin' Sanders.
It's gross,
what are we
man.
doing?
Just what is the point of the frickin' Pro Bowl anymore? I mean, if you can't, they're paying these guys to do it, but players aren't doing it. Obviously, Shedeur wasn't called immediately. I don't think he was called 41st either. Certainly called before that, but what the hell, man? We can't do any better than this. It's not good. I don't understand the point of it anymore. They probably did because it's fan vote, and the fans are fucking idiots, and Shedeur's a name, and he got votes, so they probably did.
To be fair, so first off, this was Drake May's spot, okay, and Shedeur is an alternate taking Drake May's spot, so we'll just get that out of the way. Shedeur wasn't immediately elected as a third AFC quarterback,
right?
However, Drake May is playing in the Super Bowl, so he's not going to go and play in the Pro Bowl. That's obvious,
right?
However, we had guys like Trevor Lawrence. And I'm not going to take the time to name all other 31 starting quarterbacks in the league, but I would.
Better than Shedeur.
And I would mean it. I'm serious. I would mean it. There's no way that they actually called all of them. One of them would have said yes. So we were talking about it a little bit before, but I'll throw a name out. Cam Ward, bro. As a rookie, he's going to say yes to that you actually call him. He was much better than Shedeur was. Was he great? No. But he's better than Shedeur. I meant Trevor Lawrence. Dude, guy played an amazing season in the regular season here. So where's he at? I'm sure maybe one or two said no, but it goes back to what you said. What does the Pro Bowl mean? It means nothing. Yep. It means absolutely nothing now. And they brought Shedeur in because they know that the Pro Bowl is failing. It is losing the fans. And they bring Shedeur in to try to bring the views. And that is horrible. It's not what the Pro Bowl is meant to be. And that's why the only thing that matters to me There's not a number of Pro Bowls anymore. It depends on,
It's
if
all
you're looking at the older
pros.
guys like 2000s, right? Okay, I'll care about the Pro Bowls. It was how it was meant to be. Past couple of years, absolutely not even close. But you said it right there. It is the all pros that matter.
Hmm.
That's what matters.
Which they always mattered more to me, but I liked that you mentioned like the early 2000s, like us growing up watching. Like it meant something back then. It did. Like it wasn't on the same level as all pros, but if you accumulated 10 of these fucking Pro Bowls in your career, like your chances of getting in the Hall of Fame are a lot higher than somebody who didn't. But going forward, it means absolutely nothing, and it has to be treated that way. Like I care about all pros and I care about all decade teams, and that's it. Pro Bowls mean jack shit. And it sucks because for certain dudes, it actually does help a lot. Like one we'll get to, and he made another one, but use check for the Niners. Like this is most Pro Bowls ever by a fullback. Like he's up to 10, and like that should mean something. And because of this other bullshit, I don't think it should anymore. Which, I mean, he might get in anyway. He's just been the best fullback in the league for a decade, so he probably will be. But yeah, it used to mean something, and now it doesn't, and it's upsetting. Like it was a way to show appreciation to these players, and another way to feed their pockets a little bit too, and it just means nothing. Think about the Pro Bowl itself, what they're doing now too. It's freaking flag football. It's tug
Yep.
of war. It's run through this freaking maze like a rat. Like, what are we doing? Like,
It's a horrible
this isn't
product.
even, it doesn't even resemble the sport that they're being honored for playing. Like, what is this? This is like middle school freaking, we did good on our state exams, so we get to play recess day and have a field day or whatever the fuck that you want to call it. Like, what is this? This isn't
It,
anything.
people
And honestly,
nowadays,
I want all of the names to get on board with this and literally just not do it. They don't need the fucking money. Like I don't want to see a Pro Bowl with Josh Allen in it anymore. I don't. Like if Shador's also going to share that field with him, like no. Just let it
because
be a joke.
they don't even try. I mean, they don't even try to.
No,
If you actually just watch, there's no effort.
there's
Where
no
guys,
effort.
when we were
Remember
growing
the
up, they used to actually hit people, like
Oh yeah.
actually hit people
Yeah.
hard.
Remember the freaking Sean Taylor hit? It's
Yes, I was
insane.
gonna bring that up
But
exactly.
yeah, it's iconic. But yeah, those were the days, and yeah, you not so long ago it was watchable, and it was something I would watch every year. But now I could give a shit about seeing it. It's just a joke.
I love sports, man, and the past few years I refuse to watch. I just
Yeah, it's
cannot
nothing.
bring
I mean,
myself to
remember
do it.
the first year they went to like this really weird shit where they were doing all these side games? They did
Yep.
like a 40-yard dash competition and Tyreek Hill jogged in it.
Yeah,
Friggin' Micah Parsons won it. It's like Parsons
it's
is fast,
terrible.
not to take credit away from him. He's not Tyreek Hill. Like, but if you're gonna do this bullshit, at least try. And they're not even doing that. It's just half-assed bullshit. It's a clown show. It is. And
They're there to collect the check and have
if
the
kids
accolade
love it,
next
like
to their name.
I'll eat my words. Like if kids actually enjoy watching this shit and it's getting them into football, like okay, then I guess we can keep it around. But as long as it's clear, it means nothing for a player's career as far as if they're gonna go to Canton, Ohio after it's all said and done. It needs to mean absolutely nothing when it comes to that, which sucks because, like I said, some players it certainly would boost their odds of getting in, and
I
it's
don't.
like a cool premise. Like it lets the fans decide, and the fans say what players had the best season, and it's not just GMs or whatever voting, and it's
No,
just
yeah, these
ruined.
all-star games are. I mean, the all-star games across all professional sports are ending up this way. They're all just ruining it.
Yeah.
Look at
I
the
like
NBA.
baseball
Bronny
still.
James getting, but I agree. Baseball's the one that's actually still like good. Still favors big market
Yeah,
teams a
that's
little
a
bit,
watch.
but it's
That's watchable.
yeah. Yeah, but like NBA, we got Bronny James getting votes for the All-Star game from
Yeah.
players. Players. What are we talking
Right.
about here? More than one, so it wasn't just LeBron, to be clear.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
but
Yeah.
it's just crazy. They need to fix this because the problem is, I agree with you. If people agree it means nothing for getting into the Hall of Fame, that's great. I just don't think it's going to end up that way. I really don't. I think people, when
I'm
it comes
fearful
down to
it's
making
not.
that decision, they're going to look at the numbers and be like, dang, okay, this guy got into 12 Pro Bowls. Maybe he deserved three, but he just played on a big market team, Like that's how it's
Yep.
going to end up. People aren't going to be able to
Yeah.
turn a blind eye, and they should.
Yeah. And Shador's just, the number one what the hell is going on here. But we'll go through the rest of the list, but there's plenty where it is clearly a popularity contest. It's you're already a name, you've already done things in the league, so here you go. But you didn't have a great season and you should not be in. But we'll go to one I really don't mind, and that's the running backs of the AFC. We got Jonathan Taylor, A Chain for the Dolphins, and James Cook for the Bills. No problems there. I
I
feel like
agree.
that's accurate, and I'm cool with it. So we'll keep blazing. Fullback, Richard for the Ravens, of course. I mean, he's the use check of the AFC.
I
You
actually
get
have a problem with that.
really
Yes, I think Alec Ingold should have been the fullback representative for the AFC.
interesting.
Yeah, I
Why do you
Ricard
feel
is
this
that
way?
name. Ricard is that name, and I think that's why he's here. He missed the first. I'm pretty sure he missed the first 6 games of this year as
Mm,
well. So he also didn't play as much. He didn't do as much for the Ravens running attack compared to Ingold. What he did for A Chain in Miami, I think that Ingold just had a much bigger impact for the Dolphins than Ricard had
yeah,
for the Ravens this year. I think Ricard is a great player, and he is, I
he
would say,
is.
most similar to the Hughes check of the AFC. But this
Yep.
year, I'm giving it to Ingold.
Yeah, I wasn't even aware of the time he missed, which is kind of alarming because he is an important part of the Ravens attack on offense. But um, yeah, there's just another example of it, a name getting in because of a name.
Yep, exactly,
But
exactly.
let's move on to wide receiver. We got Jamar Chase, Bengals. I don't have a problem with that. Nico Collins for the Texans. Approaching a
I have a problem
problem,
with
but
that. Yeah.
yeah. But again, player who missed a lot of time, but when he is healthy and at his best, sure. I mean, he could be an all pro conversation if those things are happening, but they weren't happening this year. So, and he's a starter too, just to add to it. Zay Flowers gets another one for the Ravens. Another one where I
What?
kind of have a problem, but um, then we have Cortland Sutton for the Broncos getting the final spot there.
I don't mind Cortland Sutton. I gotta say, I don't mind Cortland Sutton there. I mean, I guess Zay Flowers and Nico Collins, like, they did put up the yardage numbers. I'd say it was overall kind of a down year in the AFC for
It
receivers. So
was.
maybe I don't have like a major problem. I guess they're fine. That's how it's fine. It's
Yeah,
fine.
that was kind of my take too. I'm like, I don't love it, but at the same time, yeah, it was a down year, and it's tough to come up with other names out of the AFC to represent there. But yeah, I certainly don't have
Did
a
there
problem with Sutton, and he's a
fun
guy
stat?
we go ahead.
Fun stat. Sorry to cut you off, but the
You're good.
AFC only had 6,000 yard receivers compared to the NFC's 14.
Yeah, and it feels that way. So any names on that list you think maybe get the cut over Nico or Zay?
Gosh, I mean, honestly, now that I'm really looking at it, probably not. Probably not. I'd say I might give the nod to Alec Pierce over Nico, to be
Okay.
honest with you.
Yeah. And that's a good
I
shout. A guy who really kind of broke out this year. Is Waddle up there too? I feel like he had a decent season considering
Waddle
all the chaos.
910. He
Okay.
910. That's the closest to 1,000 under 1,000. So just a really down receiving there in the
Yeah.
AFC.
Interesting. But yeah, happy about the Sutton because we've talked about him before being, criminally underrated throughout his career. Uh, kind of a guy, kind of definitely different playing style, but vaguely reminds me of Jacoby Myers in that viewed at as not really a number one guy, but just has been for most of his career. And, that's kind of the way Myers is looking too. Now, probably not so much being on the Jags, a bit of a crowded wide receiver room, but definitely had a better year than Brian Thomas Jr. and certainly Travis Hunter. So,
I
I
know.
mean,
I was
still
gonna
par
say
for the
Jacoby's got to
course.
worry about Travis Hunter over there.
Yeah.
Gonna be taking all his touches away.
Yeah. Whoa. Scary. And then for tight ends in the AFC, we have two replacements. But Brock Bowers originally got in along with Travis Kelsey. But they are both replaced by Tyler Warren, who will be the starter, and Dalton Kincaid replacing Kelsey there as the backup. I don't really have a problem with this either. I think that's probably for the best that these two are in. I don't think Kincaid really had a phenomenal season. I like that Warren's in. I think he probably should have got in over Kelsey um, to start, or even Bowers. Bowers, again, kind of a name thing. I mean, it's only his second year in the league, but missed a lot of time for the Raiders this year. And yeah, when he's playing, I mean, he's the best at his position, but the best ability is availability. So,
Yeah, I think two people who deserve a shout here is probably should have been the second replacement behind Warren would have been Hunter Henry or Harold Fannin Jr. I think I probably would have given the nod to them over
oh
Kincaid
yeah.
personally.
Well, and I love if Fanning, which probably showed everything he needed to take Njoku's job sooner, or just get more use. I mean, I know they like running both of them too. But yeah, he's a great shout. He's had a phenomenal rookie year, and yeah, I mean, in the future, I mean, this is probably Bowers and then Warren and him fighting for that second spot year after year. But
Yep,
love the tight end talent in the league right now. It is really fun. I like how the position is evolving. Um, I think it could be bittersweet. We could certainly lose some blocking if we keep trending down this path, but
we will.
it's certainly fun to see the mismatches in the secondary because I mean tight ends they just give you that. I mean they're too big for a safety to deal with. They're too fast for a linebacker to run with. Like I love it, but yeah, certainly gonna have some suffering on the blocking side of the ball. Let's move on to the O line, which I'm just kind of read through, go quick. We'll see if anything jumps out at us, but I feel like this is typically done pretty well. O line's kind of tough to grade, and you can certainly run into the whole name thing again with the O lines, but let's go through it. So we got Garrett Bowles for the Broncos, offensive tackle, starting along with Deion Dawkins for the Bills. Joe Alt is in as a reserve. Kind of have a problem there because brother didn't
I
play very
do have a
much.
problem there. Yeah,
Yeah. Like, how is he even eligible? I don't. What do you need? 20 snaps?
probably one,
Yeah,
honestly.
one snap. Just wear the uniform one time. You don't even have to play. Yeah, I'm shocked we're not seeing some practice squad guys in as alternates. It's kind of weird. Then we have more Broncos offensive guard. Quinn Meerners probably butchered that. Not familiar with his game, but he's a starter here. And Quentin Nelson, another name situation, but also probably deserved it for the
Quentin
Colts.
Nelson's
And
very good.
he's a stud. And we know that rushing attack was firing, especially early. And Danny Dimes was looking good too. So got to give some credit to the O line there. And then Trey Smith wrapping it up as the backup for the Chiefs there. Good player. Don't really have a problem with that either. Centers, we got Creed Humphrey of Kansas City and Tyler Lindbaum for the Ravens backing up. Uh, no problems there either.
I think
Cool with
Lindbaum should
those.
have started personally. I think just looking at it, two Chiefs linemen there. The one thing I'll say, I'd have to dig into it more to really give a full opinion. But thinking about how much Patty was running around this year, how much they struggled, I just think two Chiefs linemen doesn't make sense
Yeah,
to
it
me.
does. Yeah, it is funny because I went the opposite way with Quinn Nelson with the Colts, but you're right. You do that the other way, and it's like, how is this happening? And it's kind of the same way with Joe Alt, the Chargers. I mean, I'm sure he was fine when he was playing, but he wasn't playing, and their O line was literally like the worst in the league. So how do you have a representative? I don't get it. And there's certainly some decent O lines out of the AFC, so it's a bit puzzling. But let's get to more fun stuff. Screw the O line. We don't like that shit. Defensive end. Will Anderson Jr. certainly deserving. He is
Yep,
starting along with Miles Garrett. Um, it's
that
funny he's listed
tracks.
first. I mean, Garrett should probably be first, but amazing season from Anderson Jr. Probably enough to win a DPOY in a lot of years. But yeah, you just dealt with a historic season from Garrett. And then rounding it out, we got Max Crosby in. Another guy who missed some time, probably a bit of a name thing there.
I think that's a
Uh,
name thing.
I do too, and there's certainly some good rushes out of the AFC, and we'll get to it. But spoiler alert: some of them are made or have made the Pro Bowl just as outside linebacker. So we have more of that tomfoolery going on too. Another another thing I don't love that they do for Pro Bowls, and you see it a little bit with the All Pros too, and not a big fan of that. But yeah, taking a guy out of
I
position
agree.
and making it work. Don't love that. But let's go to defensive tackle before we get to those backers. D tackle, certainly a name, Chris Jones of the Chiefs.
Yeah,
Definitely not
he was simply
deserving.
not good this year.
He
It's
was
just that
not.
simple.
He
Yeah.
wasn't it. His heart was not in it. I will go as far as to say that. I mean,
He
he
didn't even
clearly has all
realize
the
when the
gifts.
Chiefs were out of the playoffs.
Yeah, he didn't even know. Reporter had to tell him.
Yeah,
Like, well, it's not so bad. We still have a fighting chance or some shit. And they're like,
yeah,
no, you don't.
yeah. It's like, oh, we're out. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude,
you're out, buddy.
come on
How do you
now.
not? Unreal. Unreal. Gotta love that that man is getting paid what he is to not even
It's
understand the
crazy.
situation he's in. But moving on to some more deserving D tackles that got in here, we have Jeffrey Simmons of the Titans also starting, certainly deserving, one of the better D tackles in the
Yep.
league. Uh, Certainly the best Titan player. Nice that they have a representative too. And then Zach Allen of the Denver Broncos. He's been on a heater last few
Yep.
years, getting some all pros. But yeah, good deal there. No problems. Now we're on to the outside linebacker where we're getting edge rushers. So apparently it's a 3-4, but we have two starting D tackles. And like,
They're
see what
playing
I
a 4
mean?
4,
It's
bro.
just,
Yeah.
yeah, it's messed up. I hate it. But we got Nick Bonito, somebody who is deserving,
Yep.
certainly, of making a Pro Bowl, the prestigious award of being a Pro Bowler. But yeah, of the Broncos there, he's in. And then Devin Lloyd for the Jags. He replaced TJ Watt, but he got in. And
I don't
then
think TJ
Tuli,
Watt should have gotten a spot this year.
yeah, yeah, another guy who's kind of fallen off. Wonder if that's an age thingy majig, but don't know. He's kind of
He's been in
getting
the
up
league
there.
longer than I would have thought. I mean, I actually didn't really put that together until, past JJ and all-time sacks and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And it's just like, dang, he's been around for a while, and I really didn't make that connection
he
till
has.
recently.
And he's on record saying numerous times he only wants to play football for Tomlin. So curious what happens now, because Tomlin ain't playing no mo, or he ain't coaching no mo. Then rounding it out, we have Tuli Tupaluto of the Chargers. Think I nailed it.
Yeah, that
That's
was
a
pretty
name
damn
I've
good.
heard. Yeah, that's a name I've heard. He's a good player, but not much of an edge rush guy, right? Or is this another?
No, I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
didn't think
so.
so. Yeah, I thought he was more off the line. Um, but yeah, not a problem with that either. then we got the middle linebackers. We got two in Roquan Smith starting of the Ravens, and then Aziz Al-Shahir for the Texans. A guy I didn't know too much about, but has really come onto the scene
Oh yeah.
and very good player, and I'm sure he is loving the benefits of having a D'Amico Ryans as your head coach.
We I have a major problem at this position. Major problem. Another Dolphin gets snubbed. I think the best linebacker in the league this year got snubbed in favor of Roquan Smith. I don't think Roquan
That's a
Smith should have
name.
gotten a spot here. It's a name.
And
I
he was
think
hurt
Jordan
again,
Brooks.
too. Another injured name. What are we
I think
doing?
Jordan Brooks of the Dolphins deserved that starting spot for sure. I think he was far and away the best linebacker in the league this year.
Yeah.
True
Mm,
linebacker, I'll clarify.
right. And the stats are there, too, which makes it just more annoying. But again, most of it's fan vote, so it's going to get freaking squirrely. But let's move on to corners before we have a conniption. Derek Stingley Jr. of the Texans, Pat Surtain of the Broncos. Those are your starters. Nothing really wrong with that. Gonzo of the Patriots was in. He is now getting replaced by Kamari Lassiter of the Texans as well. So
Texans,
they're gonna have two representatives. Another name I wasn't too familiar with, but came onto the scene, was just part of that wonderful defense that the Texans had this year. And then rounding it out at corner, Denzel Ward, baby, a guy we both appreciate very much. Guy who flies under the radar a little too much, but happy to see he got in.
No, I agree. I don't really have a problem with that.
Yeah. Again, I wonder about time missed again. I know Surtain had some injuries, but I mean, one of the best, and I feel like he should still be in. Um, but funny enough, Ward, the guy I was just complimenting, don't know really what he did this year. Gonna be
Now, this year
honest.
specifically, I think there's probably a better player out there, I would say,
Yeah,
but I don't have like it's not a position I have a major problem at. Like he
right.
wasn't bad, is what I
Yeah.
would say.
And I'm fine with him getting some flowers because there's certainly been years where he should be getting accolades and doesn't. Uh, Granted, again, this Pro Bowl should mean nothing.
Yeah.
But let's move on to free safety. We had Jalen Ramsey get this, but he opted to not play in the clown game. Therefore, another Texan got in, Kalen Bullock. Um, wow. I mean, it shows you how good that Texans defense was. And then at strong safety, Kyle Hamilton of the Ravens, probably the best safety in football when he's playing, but he's
Yep.
always hurt. So got a little beef here. And backing him up, maybe my favorite player in the whole NFL, Derwin James Jr. Love this guy.
I do like me
Such a
some Derwin
stud.
James.
Such a
He
stud.
flies under the radar big time. Big
He just
time.
does it all. I mean, he's not
Yep.
even a safety. He's not even a linebacker. He's not even a corner. He's all of it. And I love him. He's phenomenal. Now, what we've all been waiting for, the long snapper of the AFC. It's a Jags dude. I'm sure we all have his jersey sitting in our closets. Ross Matiskick.
I'm glad you
Matiskick.
listed it just so you had to say the name.
Yeah. And I said it perfectly. I have no
Of
clue if I
course.
did. Never heard of this guy. He's a freaking long snapper. We're moving on. Punter is the Ravens punter, Jordan Stout.
Let's go, Penn State, baby.
Yeah. What an icon for Penn State, Jordan Stout. Kicker is Dicker, Cameron Dicker of the Chargers. Love that
Dicker the
guy.
kicker.
Definitely my favorite kicker in the league. And in hindsight, kind of wish the Eagles held on to him. We're the team that gave him the shot. Elliott was banged up. Got Dicker. Fucker hasn't missed since.
And Jake Elliott can't make.
Yeah, Jake the Make is a nickname that is not being said very often these days. Now it's more
It's
like
true.
Jake the Snake.
In Philly, I'm not surprised if that actually is a thing.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not the first to make that connection. It was also an awesome retro toy of the early 2000s, late 90s. Look it
It's
up,
true.
kids. Moving on, another one I'm happy about. DK of the Titans got return specialists.
Yeah, he
Guy's got a
deserved
lot of
that.
juice. I like the
Yep.
juice. And then the special teamer chosen is Ben Skronik of the Steelers.
Okay. Yeah, he's
Um,
very solid.
I feel like he's made one of these before because I know his name and he's a special teamer. And
Yeah,
then head coach for it all of the AFC is Steve Young. Kind of
let's go.
interesting.
That's fun.
Yeah. Now I'm watching.
I'm
Yeah.
not.
Just
I'm gonna be
wait for
so
the
honest
Pro
with
Bowl
you.
recap, folks. It's gonna be great.
We are not
Um,
doing that episode. I'm gonna
no,
be
we are
honest with
not.
you.
We are not.
Yeah.
And I'm also just gonna make this NFC side go a little faster if that's all right. I just hate it. It's
Works
a
for me.
joke. This
It
is
is a
really just
joke.
a Pro Bowl roast, but we're gonna give you the deets too. We're gonna tell you what's up, but nobody's happy about it. But quarterbacks for the NFC, Matty Stafford is the starter. Jared Goff is in replacing Sam Darnold and Dak Prescott of the Cowgirls, rounding it out. I'm fine with that. I feel like these three guys all had a good season. Uh, don't really think anybody's snubbed there. Yeah, I'm cool with it. And I like that Goff was chosen as the replacement.
Yeah, I would say my only gripe is I think Goffey probably should have been in before Darnold. Like, don't get me wrong, Darnold had a good year, but if we're looking at things like QBR and passer rating, like I was hitting on Sugar for earlier, Sam Darnold probably should have been top three here. But I don't
Yeah,
hate it. He's on the Super Bowl team, whatever.
right.
He
And
played
that's
very
just
well. He
it.
did still play very well.
Yeah, the success of the team certainly play a role. They're going to look at the record as well as your accolades and your name. Those are the three things they're going to look at. What's your name? Does it sound cool? You're in. Let's go to running backs. No problems here for me. We got Gibbs starting for the Lions. If anything, that's my problem is that he's the starter, but the three names here I feel like are non-negotiable great backs this year. But then we have McCaffrey and Bijan rounding it out for the NFC.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Then
mean, I'd go back and forth. I'm assuming you think McCaffrey starting. Uh,
yeah, honestly, I would probably put Bijan over him too. But I Gibbs certainly should represent. I like the three names chosen. I would say McCaffrey and Robinson had better seasons.
okay, that's
Um,
fair.
oh, I know. It's also factual.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, I freaking love Gibbs. You know that. I can't even shit on the Lions. I just try every once in a while because you do it to me.
I know. I
Let's move
do.
on. Fullback is Juszczyk, as I mentioned earlier, of the Niners. I mean, they're probably going to rename the position to Juszczyk, not fullback anymore at this point.
That's fine.
Receivers, I actually love it. Don't have a problem here either. Puka of the Rams and JSN of the Seahawks. Clearly, he's not going to be playing, but I don't have a replacement listed. I didn't realize this before shooting. Um, and then we have Pickens of the Cowboys and Amon-Ra of the Lions. I feel like those, I mean, quite possibly the best four receivers in the league this year, and all in
I
the
will
NFC.
say my only gripe would be you didn't write down the replacement. I don't know if this the case is here, but JSN's replacement, in my opinion, should definitely be Chris Olave. He had
I
a
would
true
agree.
like
Yeah.
breakout year, in my
Yep.
opinion, for the Saints. He played super, super well. Volume and efficiency were both there. So
Hmm.
if it's not Olave, I've got a problem with whoever else it was.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I think that is a clear replacement there. And if you're going off all pros, which I would like to do an episode on that, so I don't want to talk too much about it, but Olave did get the nod there. Um, let's go to tight end. We got Trey McBride of the Cardinals. That's a no-brainer. One of the best. And then we had Kittle get in, but who has since been
Ooh,
replaced due to injury by Jake Ferguson of the Cowboys. Don't love this one, and actually think it probably should have been Goddard, but I would have took a few other names over Ferguson here
I'll be honest with
personally.
you. I don't think it should have been Goddard. He was very hot at the beginning of the year, scoring a lot of tutties. I think it should have been Pitts.
I was gonna say Pitts is
I
another
would
name
go
I think
Pitts.
I would put over him,
Fergie
and
was probably the best tight end over the first 8 games of the season, but he really petered off like
oh
big
yeah,
time. And I
yeah,
think I would personally go McBride then Pitts.
he definitely benefited from the absence of Lamb when it was just the pick and show and him. But once Lamb got back, yeah, he really fizzled away. Um, but honestly, most of the names we just mentioned probably should have been in over Kittle to begin with.
Oh, for sure. I agree with that. I mean, Jawan Johnson, another name. Got to throw
Yeah,
him out there. He had a really
another
great
good
year.
shout. The Forgotten Saints. But yeah, Johnson, hell of a year, and honestly, quietly putting together a pretty decent career all in all. I like him. I'm excited for him to get more opportunity. But let's go to the O line. Again, we're going to blaze, but I do want to call at least one out that I don't like. But we got Penny Sewell representing from the Lions, starting tackle with Tristan Wirfs on the other side. Trent Williams taken in the third spot. Don't really have a problem here. I think Trent Williams probably getting in because of a name. But Wirfs and Sewell, I mean, without a doubt, one of the best at their respective positions. Then moving on to guard Tyler Smith of the Cowboys and Joe Tooney of the Bears. Can't say enough about Joe Tooney. I mean, he he really helped this Bears team. Like
And they
this
didn't
O
have
line
a
was
line.
night and day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he made it cool to be an O lineman for the Bears again.
Yep.
But and then the backup at guard, Chris Lindstrom of the Falcons. Again, not really a problem with these. Center position, Drew Dahlman of the Bears. Backing up is Cam Jurgens of the Eagles. And this is where I have my problem. And it's not that Jurgens should start, it's that Jurgens should not have freaking made the Pro Bowl. He
I
did not have
agree.
a good year at all. I mean, a lot
I
of the
think there's
Eagles'
a
problems were
you
poor
know,
O line play.
we're gonna get to this when we get to the defensive side of the ball, but I think a lot of Eagles made the Pro Bowl and they shouldn't have, and they're there because they won the Super Bowl last year.
Yep. Yep, yep, yep.
There are gonna
And
be a few
I'm
more
not gonna
names.
fight you, believe it or not,
Yeah.
because if you're talking about Jalen Carter specifically, I'm right with you, which we'll
Yep,
get to
he's
here
one, and I
shortly.
have one more. I have one more.
Okay, we'll
We'll get
save
to it
that
though.
one.
We'll
Yeah,
we'll get to it.
let's go
Yeah.
to defensive end. Uh, Hutchinson of the Lions, Parsons of Green Bay, and Demarcus Lawrence of the Seahawks. Again, what's the frickin' replacement? But like that he's on it. I think he had a great year,
Yep.
and man's a legend, honestly. Leaves Dallas and goes, yeah, I want to go to a place where I have a chance to win. And
Yep.
me, an Eagles fan, cowboy hater, am thinking, does Seattle actually have a better chance at winning this thing? And I wasn't convinced, but boy, was I wrong, because Seattle pretty much looked like the best team in the league damn well the whole season. Um, and a lot in part due to that D line, which is kind of older, but they're getting it done. Which we're going to talk a little bit more about because Leonard Williams, a starter at D tackle for the Seahawks, again, don't have the replacement. My apologies. And the other starter, Jalen Carter, and as I mentioned, I think Carter could be the best D tackle in the league. He certainly was not this year, and that's without a doubt. Call it injuries, call it whatever you want, but he was not himself
A spit game.
95% of the season. Like the man literally had like two good games.
Yeah. Should have been
Like, what
Kobe
are we
Turner.
doing?
Should have been Kobe Turner for sure.
Yeah. Or Brown of the Panthers. Phenomenal season.
He did, but I'm going Kobe Turner for sure. I got to go Kobe Turner. 7 sacks at the defensive tackle
Yeah,
position,
it's
about
impressive.
led the best pass rush win rate out of D tackles, above
Mm.
average run stop rate. So
Yeah. I mean, either way, proving our point. What are we doing?
not Jalen Carter.
Yeah, not
Yes,
not Carter, and probably not Williams either, or the other Williams. Quinnen Williams is the third D tackle who got the spot here for the Cowboys.
interesting,
Yeah,
interesting.
don't love that one either. I feel like if the man wasn't traded, this ain't happening. Not only because he wouldn't be in the NFC, but
Yeah,
also
that's
just I
fair.
think it just gave his name some buzz again. Um, but yeah, let's move on. Outside linebacker, we got Brian Burns of the Giants. Again, we're playing games. He's a fucking edge rush. And then
Yep.
we have on starting on the other side, edge rush, Jared Verse of the Rams. Love this guy. Deserves a start. Put him at edge rush. Byron Young also making it from the Rams. Let's go to inside slash middle linebacker. Jack Campbell of the Detroit Lions starting, and Zach Bond of the Eagles backing up.
That is the second Eagles player that should not have made this Pro Bowl roster on the defensive side. Got to go Ernest Jones for me of the Seahawks all day.
Yeah,
All
he
day.
did
But
have a
Jack
great
Campbell,
season.
though, represent. He is one who deserved to be here. He did get the All Pro nod as well at this position. We won't talk about it too much. We said another
Right.
episode, but Jack Campbell, absolute beast for this
Yeah,
Lions team.
yeah, I definitely don't have a problem with Campbell. I'll take Bond. I think there is room for debate there. Um, but I think what Bond does in all like phases of playing linebacker, it's phenomenal, and nobody actually really touches it statistically as far as takeaways, like tackles for loss, along with the tackles in general and everything else. I mean, the guy does it all. Not gonna be mad that he made it. Um, but yeah, certainly there were other backers out there with higher tackle totals and just phenomenal seasons. So I respect your disagreement there, but I'm cool with that one. Let's go to cornerback. Cooper DeJean starting from the Eagles. I think he's probably the best slot corner in the league, so I'm fine with this. J.C. Horn of the Panthers also love this. I think he's phenomenal and love the way he plays the position. Like, feel like there's some added juice, some added physicality there, and I'm digging it. Quinyon Mitchell also made it from the Eagles, but he is not partaking and has been replaced with Nashawn Wright of the Bears, which I believe is the interception leader. So rightfully
Yeah,
so, this man is making the Pro Bowl. And then we also had Devin Witherspoon of Seattle make it. We do have a listed replacement for once on these freaking Seahawks. And that's Keyshawn Nixon of the Packers. Can't say too much on him, but um, yeah, Witherspoon I can, and he's a dog, so
he
fine with
is.
him making it originally. Safety, we got Kevin Byard of the Bears. Boy, is that guy good in the right scheme.
Yeah,
Because the
yeah.
Eagles had him for a year, and let me tell you, I thought he was washed, and he is not. Because now 2 full seasons with the Bears, 2 extremely successful seasons with the Bears, and honestly, doesn't show signs of slowing down. I'm sure he'll stick around. And then Winfield Jr. of the Bucks backing him up. Good to see him back in the mix here. He's had some injuries, and uh, it's nice to see him battle through it and become a name again. Strong safety. We got Buda Baker of the Cardinals. Another one of my favorite players. I think I have a safety fetish.
Well, he's just another one of those guys that can play everywhere. He
Yeah.
can line up everywhere.
Which he's a little more, well, certainly not necessarily a little, but he's undersized compared to Derwin James.
Yes.
I definitely feel a little less comfortable moving him around. But the guy's a dog, and he makes plays, and I've wanted him to get out of the shithole that is the Cardinals for a long time. And yeah, I mean he's kind of trapped. Signed into a big deal not too long ago, maybe 2 years ago. So, I mean, it's probably something they can get out of or even trade him if they're embracing rebuild. But I would like to see him have a shot with a contender. Let's get to the real fun stuff. Long snapper, 49ers, John Weeks. Yeah, nothing to say there. Punter is Tressway, the Commanders. Don't have too much to say here, but I know there was a freaking badass punter. I think it might have been the Rams punter that I was loving earlier this year. I think it was because he had like crazy last second movements of the ball. Like I don't even know how he was doing it.
Yeah.
But so a little beef there, but can't speak on too much of what Tress Way did for the Commanders, but I'm sure he did a lot of punting. Kicker is Aubrey for the Cowboys. Shocker. And Turpin is representing the return specialist spot of the Cowboys. It was originally Shaheed, rightfully so, but he's got a bowl to play.
Something
Super Bowl,
Turpin
that is,
definitely
not the
isn't and
Pro
probably
Bowl.
never will, as long as he plays for the Cowboys on those. Um,
Yeah, right. Turpin's always available for this shit. He lives for it. Special teamer is Luke Gifford of the 49ers. And head coaching the NFC is Jerry Rice. So Steve Young
oh,
v.
Jerry
Jerry
Rice
Rice.
versus Terry. All right, that's an interesting little matchup.
Yeah.
Still
Must
not enough
watch
to bring me
TV.
in. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Unless John Madden himself is coaching one of these teams. I'm
I'll
out.
watch the press conferences of Steve and Jerry, but that's what you're going to get from me, to be honest.
Yeah. And that's fair. And that'll probably be more than enough. But yeah, that's a Pro Bowl. I think we talked enough shit on it. So let's move on to some other things. Let's talk about some more head coach switch ups and position fillings. Let's start with the Titans OC spot. They got Saleh at the head coach from the Niners. We know this. And they now bring in Brian Dable to coach the offense. Good move. I like it. And I'm
Very good
curious.
move.
Dable was probably one of my favorite names when this all started. And I was thinking head coach spot for him. So to get him at OC, I think is even better. I mean, the man's not going to have all the other added stress. He can just worry about grooming the young quarterback and Cam Ward and young offense. I mean, they got young ass receiver after young ass receiver too. And yeah, just send Ridley to pasture and get this thing cooking.
It does probably need to happen. Just give all the
Yeah,
reps to DK and Ayamanor and call it a day. Like, you just have to.
for real. It was pretty clear what
Give him like
Ridley was doing.
$1,000, send him to the casino and call it a day. I'm sure Ridley will
Yeah.
be happy.
Yeah. I mean, when Ridley even went to the Titans, it was clear he was interested in the lack of income tax in Tennessee. Because why go there otherwise? No offense, Titans fans. But on the up and up, I like the move and think it could certainly get some things going. Hopefully by end of next year, things are looking a little brighter. But let's get to more head coaching. Todd Monken, Ravens old OC, is now the head coach of the Browns. First opportunity head coaching at the ripe age of 59, I
Sure.
believe. But yeah,
Yeah.
interesting. Interesting move. I thought for sure, like if him and Dable even swapped, that would make a lot more sense in my brain. Because he screamed, "I'm gonna be an OC till I die" to me, and Dable, I really thought deserved another head coaching chance. So kind of interesting that it went the opposite way here. But yeah, he's got a chance to, turn around the Browns. You're next in line. Good luck.
Yeah, this one's really interesting to me because I figured that Monken might just follow John Harbaugh to the Giants first off. That's kind of what I thought there. And
Yeah,
then I also thought the Browns might just give Jim Schwartz an opportunity. The one bright spot in their team
right.
these past years has been their defense. He's been in and around the organization. It just seemed to make sense, you
It
know?
does.
And
It
now they're
does.
going to lose Jim Schwartz permanently. He's not coming back. He's
Yep.
all the reports out there saying he's quite miffed by the fact
Yeah.
that the Browns passed him over here and that he does not plan to return. So now they're going to have to replace another coordinator
Yeah.
on top of already
Yeah. And
losing their head coach, offensive coordinator, some of their defensive coordinators gone, and maybe a full wash is what the Browns need. Maybe.
yeah.
I doubt it's going to solve all their problems, but Jim Schwartz is a quality coach. I
He
really think
is.
so.
I think we
I
can.
hated his run as the Lions head coach. It's terrible.
Yeah.
But as a
Not as
defensive
bad as
coordinator,
Patricia.
all right, Patricia ruined the Lions. Okay, Jeff Okuda at 3. Are you kidding me? I said this on our last episode, but another Ohio State failure.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. But yeah,
Awful.
I think we can chalk this up to Browns be Browning because what
That
are you
tracks.
doing? I mean, Schwartz, one of the few coaches to actually just make it frickin' work for your team. And you're going to piss that man off. And I think he's deserved it.
I
Like, he
agree.
deserved another shot. What's wrong with giving him another shot? I don't get it. And you're the Browns. Like, where do you frickin' have the bar, man? Where are you putting the bar? Is it really unattainable for Schwartz to get? Come on. And now you lose him. And he was nothing but really freaking good for you for a handful of years now, probably 4 years. But yeah, that one was puzzling for sure. But I think it's just Brown be Browning. Let's move on to some thievery. The Cowboys have stolen a coach from the Birds.
I
Coach is
love that.
Christian Parker, and they can have him. Yeah,
Why?
that one
Why?
doesn't
I'm
really
curious why you say that, because I mean, he wasn't a coordinator for the Eagles there, but he was your defensive passing
right.
um, game planner, and we
That
just
was
talked
good.
about a lot of Pro Bowl guys. Is pretty excellent there.
It
And that
was,
that
and I talked about this at work too because it's funny to me because one of my coworkers kind of took that stance too. But Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean are just honestly freaks of nature and are just very good football players. Like I think he had very little to do with their success, and I think that will be shown this year. I think it's more Fangio and Fangio's scheme, and I don't think they're going to disappear to nothing or even backtrack a little bit with the absence of Parker here. Um, could be wrong, of course, but that's just my gut read from it. I don't think this hurts the Birds, and I don't think it really helps the Cowboys. But who knows? Because as you said, he wasn't even a coordinator really for us, so it's a new enlarged role for him. We don't really know what he's going to be able to do, but yeah, obviously there was nowhere for him to go defensively in with the Eagles. So I get it. Got to move up and grow the career ski. Just sucks you're a backstabbing bastard
I hope it hurts
against
the
the
Birds.
Cowboys. You do not mean that. You
No,
don't
I
want
do.
Cowboy success on the Eagles.
No, no, no. I didn't say anything about what he does with the Cowboys. They can continue to suck ass.
Oh,
I
okay.
just hope it hurts the Birds.
Okay. I misread that. That's fair.
Yeah.
Let's move on. One, I honestly think they made the right move after making the wrong move, which was probably canning their old head coach. But the Bills hired Joe Brady as head coach. He was formerly their offensive coordinator. I think this was the route to go. If they weren't going to get Dable again, somebody I was pretty high on. Evidently, these other teams not so much as far as the head coaching role. But yeah, I think this was a smart move by them. Get Joe Brady in there. And yeah, I mean, we know he's got a good offensive mind, certainly gets it working with Josh. I think now with maybe a little more power, he can do even more for this offense because I do think it's time Josh Allen gets a wide receiver one again. I know we already went down this road and reverted back, but I think he needs one. And maybe it's AJ Brown.
Maybe. That'd be kind of fun. I think that would be very fun. But I agree. I think this was the right decision for the Bills. Not going a drastic change. You didn't need a drastic change, but you did need
Right.
something a little bit different, in
Yeah.
my opinion. I do think it was fair to fire McDermott at this point. I mean, you've time and time again, you just couldn't
Right.
Couldn't even get to
And
the Super Bowl. So I think a small change was warranted. So your
yeah.
offense is clicking. Keep Joe Brady within the organization. Don't break a ton of relationships without doing anything drastic. So
Yeah.
I like it.
And I mentioned it on a past episode too, how I liked that the Steelers moved on from Tomlin after the Ravens moved on from Harbaugh. Like, kind of said it at the same time. And I'm going to clump the Bills in with this too, because, I mean, these are three major AFC teams that, represent in the playoffs more than not in recent history. And I think it's smart to kind of hit that reset, which not really much of a reset, especially for the Bills and Ravens. They're not going to have to like fully rebuild. Steelers are at risk of needing to do that. Um, but these other two, I just like that you're kind of putting yourself back at the same time. So nobody's getting a leg up on you. And if McDermott, the writing was on the wall, I mean, it was going to happen in the next year or two if they didn't get a bowl. I mean, the standard just got set that high with the talent of Josh Allen and supporting cast. I mean, it's bowl or bust. So we knew it was going to happen sooner or later. Why not just reset with these other AFC powerhouses, I guess you can call it? And even
Which
so, you have like teams like the Pats and all that. Like, granted, they are representing the Super Bowl this year, but they got a coach who's only got 1 year on you. So maybe I'm reading too far into it, but I kind of like that it's lining up.
yeah, and I kind of want to segue really quick to the Steelers here. Another, they finally found their new head coach, and I totally agree. I think they're on the precipice of needing to fully rebuild. I mean, maybe they bring back Aaron Rodgers, maybe they don't. Who knows? They're certainly not in a position to draft one of these quarterbacks. I don't think coming up this year. Does Will Howard actually get a shot? Do they
Eh.
do they go
Well,
for a bridge quarterback?
word on the
I don't
street
know.
is, which I don't, I think a coworker told me, so I can't trust a source or anything. Um, but word on the street is Rodgers is going to come back. I mean, it is Mike McCarthy at the helm, so kind of makes sense that they would give that a go. Um, but yeah, which I'd be cool with. I didn't know. I don't know if you saw McCarthy's presser, but he's like a diehard Steeler fan his whole life. Like, it was incredibly emotional. Like, he was in tears the whole time. His family's all so happy that we can actually proudly wear our merch that we've had hidden away for years.
I don't
It's
like this hire
funny.
for the Steelers, though. I don't think he's
No, I
what
don't
they
like it.
need.
And the number one reason why I don't like it is probably a bullshit reason. But I love that the Steelers don't get rid of head coaches. Like, I love that they've had three coaches over the last 60 years and all that. And I don't think McCarthy fits that mold. Like, I don't think you're making it 5 years with this guy, let alone 20, which is the average of your last three coaches.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I just don't think Mike McCarthy's a fit for where they're currently at because I do think they're going to be facing a full on rebuild. You were very
Yeah.
talking about T.J. Watt earlier. He's getting older. Cam Hayward getting older.
Yeah.
Aaron
Even
Rodgers.
Ramsey, like, they brought in
Yeah,
more
exactly.
old. They brought in Slay. I mean, he already got cut and all that, but yeah, they're not close to contention. And
They
yeah,
don't
and now we're
have a
talking about bringing back
receiver
A
outside
Rod
of
another
DK
year.
Metcalf. Yeah, so
Yeah,
like they don't have a receiver outside of DK Metcalf even want to stay there once A Rod leaves next year? Because
yeah.
he's definitely got
Well,
only 1 year max. Like,
I'll tell you what, it'll be awfully interesting if it's damn near the same roster and they suck ass, and then we can really appreciate Tomlin again.
that's true. That's very true. Actually, I'm okay with this. I like this hire. There we go. So,
Yeah, because it's gonna praise our boy Tomlin. I'm
yep,
cool with it.
exactly.
But yeah, last coach I have written down here is Eric Benemy returning to the Andy Reid and the Chiefs. I think this was a good move. Andy, I mean, he's just been around the game so long. He has his guys. He's always going to have them. Like, he has so many disciples and just coaches he can trust and knows what they're going to give and offer to the team. And he's just always going to make sure his staff has them. And I think this is certainly a step up from Nagy, who they let go. Um, please don't go to the Birds. Side note, but yeah,
Please go to the
that's
birds.
no thanks. But yeah,
I
that's
just
all
want
I
to.
have for coaches.
I've got one more that we should talk about before we go to that. I do want to expand on this whole Eagles thing. Why have the Eagles not found their next offensive coordinator? I mean, they're this juggernaut team, right? What's
It is
taking so long?
interesting. It is very interesting. And I was under the belief that nobody wanted to coach this team, whether it was Hertz or Sirianni or even Howie or Jeffrey Lurie. I don't know, but I was under the belief of that. Like something is wrong with this organization or roster where coaches want nothing to do with us. But come to find out, the position hasn't even been offered to anyone yet. Like, I think they're just being very thorough. I think they want numerous interviews. And some of these main name guys, they don't have time for that shit. And they got a million other teams to get with. So I can
You
see
gotta make time
why.
for that shit. You
What's
gotta make
that?
time for that shit. You gotta make time for that shit.
Oh, yeah. I wouldn't rush into a coaching decision for sure. Um, but yeah, I was relieved to hear we didn't offer it to anybody because I was under the belief we were getting these names in and they wanted nothing to do with us and we wanted them. But
I think that could
come to
still be
find
true.
out, we didn't actually want them. So I feel a lot better about it now. But I mean, look at the last few weeks of this podcast. All the head coaches we've named going to new teams, they're gonna need new coordinators. So the pool is gonna dry up. So I really would like to address it sooner rather than later. But that being said, I do like that we're being thorough and making sure it's a good fit.
I mean, Greg Roman or Matt Nagy, please go to the the Eagles as their OC, please,
The Steagles,
please. Yeah, the
major
Steagles.
throwback.
I know, I know. That's funny to
But
think that
yeah,
was a real thing that happened, but
it
yeah.
is. Yeah, it's yeah. I wonder how much of our
Goodness.
fans even know that.
Yeah, I know, right? The
Shots
last one I
fired.
do want to
Fire back
mention
in
here.
comments.
Yeah. Jesse Minter to the Ravens. I don't think that we talked about that one,
Oh
but
yes.
he officially signs on as the Ravens' new era head coach here. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. Their offensive coordinator hire is going to be an important one. And to be honest, I think Lamar's going to have too much say. I mean, that's the main reason they got rid of Harbaugh because he was very loyal to
I
Munkin.
know.
Munkin did not get along with Lamar come the end of this year, which is crazy because he's the one who OC'd him to his MVP season. So quite interesting. I think Lamar's going to have too much say, and honestly, I just don't think this is going to work out for the Ravens. I really don't.
I don't either. And I think it's very rare it does when you side with a player over a coach of that stature. That's I feel like it's asking for problems, honestly. Especially like consider the haul they would get for moving someone like Lamar. Like you're gonna be fine. Like you've your odds of it working out are pretty damn high with the amount of capital you're going to get back. And keep in mind, it's the Ravens we're talking about, which I think is a top 3 front office in the entire league. Like they got their shit together, man. They draft well. They do good in free agency. They develop well. It's a damn good organization. So I think they're going to regret this decision. As
Oh,
I compliment the
100%.
organization, I roast them for the decision they've made. Little confusing, but I think you get what I'm putting down there.
They decided to become like their neighbors in the AFC North and temporarily brown. That's
Yeah,
what I would say.
yeah.
Had a little bout of dementia.
You gotta
Forgot who
look
they
out
were.
for that secondhand brown.
The secondhand
Yeah,
brown. Are you kidding
yeah. It's
me?
like secondhand smoke, man. You hang around it
It's
too
just as bad
much.
for you, you know?
Oh yeah, it's lethal. Yeah, major carcinogen. But let's get to the T. The T being Bill Belichick has been snubbed from the Hall of Fame. He will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Bill Belichick. What are your thoughts on this?
It's crazy. It's crazy. And I don't like Bill Belichick. Let me be clear. I am not a Bill Belichick fan. I do not like him. However, as an NFL football coach, he might be the most first ballot Hall of Famer of all first ballot Hall of Famers
Right?
ever. Ever. I mean, how is this guy not in? What were these I mean, the voters need to come out and show their ballots. Everybody needs to know who didn't put Bill Belichick on their ballot, and they should not be allowed to vote anymore. I mean,
For
you want to
real.
talk about the
It's
scandal,
that bad.
Spygate, Deflategate, whatever. Okay, he still won 4 others outside of
Yeah,
those two
right.
years. Like, are
Yeah.
you kidding me right now? What are we talking about? How is Bill Belichick not a first ballot Hall of Famer? Are you buying into the credence of, oh, it was all Tom and not Bill? Come on. We're past that at this point. We got to be past that. It was both.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. It was
That was
just
dumb off rip.
it
I
was
hated that
bread and
shit
butter, man.
immediately.
Like that, they just went
Right.
together so well. Peanut butter and jelly, Oreo cream, Oreo cookie. I mean, I can keep going. Meant to be together.
Yeah. 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 Crack cocaine in a wine cooler. I mean, they were a perfect pair.
Whiskey and ice. I mean, come on.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's absurd, and I'm of the same mind exactly. I think this is disrespectful. It's terrible, and I ain't even a Bill guy, and I'm certainly not a Pats guy. But
It
this is
taints the Hall of
ridiculous.
Fame forever. It taints the Hall of Fame
Well, it's
forever.
just dumb. Like things like that should be sacred. First ballots, just making it in general, and I, for the most part, think they do a good job screening who's getting in and who's not. I don't think there's too many names where it's like, really, how the hell's he a Hall of Famer? Um, but this is absurd. I mean, you said it. If anybody gets first ballot, it's Bill, and he's not getting it, and it's dumb. And yeah, we're gonna tangent about it a little bit. Does it matter? No, because he's gonna get in. Everyone knows
Oh,
that.
he's getting in. He's
But
getting in.
it's yeah,
First
but it's
ballot means
bullshit.
something. It
It means
means
so. You're
something.
exactly right. It should be unanimous. It should be you're right. Like I literally want who didn't put them in, and I want to look at their ballot a little closer and see how the rest of their votes
In
go.
my
Because I'd
opinion,
be willing
across
to bet they're idiots.
in my opinion, across all major sports, if you are a voter, which you're just a voter through, writers associations, I believe, for like all the major sports, I think it's like AP type stuff for NFL, whatever it is. I think it should be a requirement for your ballot to be public. Why
Yeah,
not? Why not?
right. Yeah, I agree. It should be. Even like the college football committee, like even top 25 or whatever, I think we talked about it. I'm not entirely sure. But there was a clip of it was a female voter, and she did something weird. I don't even remember what, but had a team like way too high and was like, well, there's so many people voting, it kind of just evens itself out. Like that was the excuse. Like I'm
That's
gonna vote
crazy.
like a jackass because everyone else will just fix it. It'll come out in the wash because there's a bunch of voters. Like, is this the logic we're running with? And it makes me think something like that's happening in the NFL too, because that's
It
absurd for
had
him
to.
not to get in first ballot. That's
No,
just
it's
asinine. That's like
yeah. And our
freaking. That's Tom Brady not getting in first ballot. Like, this is
yeah.
talk about who was who and who was what. I mean, they're pretty much the same. So, how does he not get in first ballot?
Like
Arguably the
Bill
best
Belichick,
coach.
that's what I said. I was just gonna say Bill Belichick is in the argument for best coach ever in the
Period.
NFL. Ever. How is he not a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yeah. And he
I
is
just want to have a
winningest.
conversation. I just want to have a conversation
Like
with people. Like, what went through your mind to
nobody
keep
else
him
has
off your ballot?
six, right? Like, I'm not tweaking.
No,
I don't
nobody else
think
has
another
six.
head coach has six. Like you might have
No,
six, but you were an assistant for two and whatever. But
yeah.
head coaching the team, I don't think anybody else has six. And it's not gonna happen for a long time.
Nobody. The next closest is 4. Chuck Noll of the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Bill Belichick has 8. 2 of them as a defensive coordinator too.
Right.
So just
Yeah.
just to add right there,
Yep.
like it's ridiculous. He's got 2 more than the next closest head coach. Like I hate saying this out loud, but I do think Bill Belichick probably is the greatest head coach of all time.
Yeah, I'm not gonna copy you there. But it's a valid stance to take. And
Who,
regardless,
who who are you putting ahead?
I don't know, dude. That's another one where it's like, I'm not going to speak. I'll be crucified. But I don't know.
Like
Like,
I
there's
guess
some
name Vince
game changing
Lombardi.
coaches like Shula, uh,
Yeah,
homegrown. Like, there's so many. Like, I don't know. That's tough. That is tough. But maybe another episode idea we explore in the future.
yeah, maybe, maybe. We'll have to figure it out. But yeah, moral of the story here: Bill Belichick was done very dirty. Neither of us like the guy, so us coming out and saying this, that means something. He deserves to be a first ballot Hall of
Yeah.
Famer, and as you said, I don't care that he's going to get in eventually. Being first ballot means something.
Yeah.
It separates you from the rest of the guys in the Hall of
Right.
Fame because
And there
there are
should
people
be
that are in the Hall of
separation
Fame,
there.
and then there's first ballot Hall of Famers. It's like you were the cream of the crop. All of you guys
Yep.
were also fucking amazing,
Well, and
but
it
we are the cream of the crop.
right. And the other thing is it just adds to the like, yeah, we had to wait 5 years to do this, but like we wanted to do it right away. And like when you don't get in right away, that goes away. Like it's not like, oh baby, they're finally up, they're going in when you then pass on them anyway. And again, I just wonder if people are too open-minded, like they're looking at the North Carolina shit. They're looking at maybe the years after Brady a little too in depth, but I don't know. The man deserves better for sure.
Yeah, that's totally fair. But all right, that wraps up this miscellaneous kind of rant, hate on the Pro Bowl, talked about some
Yes.
coaching changes, hate on the Hall of Fame and their voters. Mishmash of an episode here on Palm City Chucks. Sat through this one. We do love and appreciate you as always. You know, it's definitely a different style than what we normally go for, but as promised, we wanted to make sure to get out 2 episodes for you this week. So we hope you enjoy, and we'll be back with you next week. Don't quite know what we're going to be talking about, but we got some ideas. If you've got some ideas, let us know in the comments too. We want to be talking
Yes.
about what you want to be hearing about.
Later, PCC!